All right, so this video is all about the top 5 gated communities here in Murrieta, California. I'm going to count them down 1 through 5, and I'm going to tell you what I think makes them so great. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, hey again, my name is Justin Short. I'm a realtor and team leader for the Short Real Estate team at Keller Williams here in Temecula, California and Murrieta, California. And this video is all about the 5 best gated communities here in the city of Murrieta, California. So I'm gonna count them down. I'm gonna rate them 1 through 5. I'm gonna give you my opinions on them and what I think makes them so great. But first, if you are liking real estate videos like this or you wanna see more of them, do me a favor, please hit like, please hit subscribe. So obviously it helps me, it helps the channel. We're trying to continue to grow it. And then we have new videos that we're gonna be putting out each and every week. So we have a backlog of probably over 150 videos by now. We have new ones that come up each and every week, keeping you guys updated on the area in Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, best neighborhoods, worst neighborhoods, all types of good stuff, market updates, so all types of real estate information here locally. So if you want to stay on top of that and you are curious more about the market here, I think it's a great way to do that. And then if you guys have any real estate questions, of course, I would love to hear from you. So you can feel free, you can call, you can text, you can email me. You're going to see all my information at the end of the video. You're going to see the information down below. Of course, would love for you to reach out and love to answer any questions that you may have, or of course, we'd love to help with your home search. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the list. So we're going to start with number 5. And so my 5th favorite gated community here in Murrieta is the community of North Oaks. And so this community is a little bit different than the others that we're going to talk about because it's the only one that is it's a condo community. So what I like about it is I think the location of the community is really, really nice. So it's located right off the 215 freeway and Clinton Keith Road. It's very easy to access the 15 freeway from there as well. But also, because they're condos and they're relatively on the newer side, I think it's a nice community. I think it's a good value. I think, the price that you can buy a condo in there for is pretty good. I think the HOA fees are pretty reasonable. I think the amenities that are there are pretty good, and I think overall it's a good community. And anytime I have a client that's looking at a condo, and if we see something pop up on the market there, it's always something I'm going to recommend to them. I think we should go check it out. So North Oaks, you have all the. It's gated. It's not guard gated, but it is a gated community. You have community pool and community spa, and there's a little gym set up there. But because they're condos, there's 3 different layouts that are there. So they're going to start from pretty affordable. Currently, right now, they'll start right around that $400,000 range up to the mid 500,000s. And I just think it's a good bang for your buck, and it's really my favorite condo community here in the area. All right, so the 4th community on our list here is the Colony. So the Colony it's the only one on our list here it's a 55 plus community. So it's been around here in Murrieta for quite a while. Most of the homes were built in the mid to late 90s, but it's a 55 plus community. It's actually it surrounds a golf course, so it's a private golf course that it surrounds, but it's gated, it's guard gated, and I think it's a great 55 plus community. All the homes there are stick built. So what that means, they're not manufactured homes, they're not mobile homes, they're kind of your standard traditional homes with a concrete slab and built with wood and tile roofs and kind of what most people think of as a traditional home. There's a lot of 55 plus communities that are really more manufactured homes, so that's kind of why it stands out. But these are traditional stick built homes. The community, they are definitely pretty strict there. That's going to be the case in most 55 plus communities, but so they have a lot of rules and a lot of regulations, and you can't really deviate from those too much. But I have a lot of clients that live in there. One of the pros is because it's a 55 plus community, the homes in there tend to be less expensive. On average, a home inside the community is probably about $120,000 to $175,000 less expensive than the same home would be if it was located outside of the community. So I think that's a big plus. It's affordable, and they do a lot with the HOA. So HOA has a lot of amenities, pool and pool and spa, and there's a clubhouse, and there's actually its own restaurant there. Obviously you have to pay to eat at, but there's tennis courts, and obviously the golf course is right there as well. So there's a ton of amenities, but then there's a lot of group activities that the community does as well. So they're always doing all types of different outings and renting a bus and going on trips, and they go out to the zoo and do all types of different trips. So I think it's a pretty cool community. I think it's a good value, and I think the location is really great too. So it's located right off the 15 freeway, right off of Cal Oaks. It's just right down the street, and I think it's good bang for your buck. Okay, so the third community that's on my list is the gated community of Windfield Estates here in Murrieta. So one of the things I like about this one is it's unique compared to the other gated communities here in the area. They have really big lots here. So the lots are anywhere from a half acre up to almost an acre, depending what specific lot you're looking at. But it's definitely, they're nothing like your traditional tract homes. So you have all that extra space. They're all custom or semi-custom built homes. So they have some really cool layouts, really open, and a lot of the homes that are there have some really awesome developed backyards. So I've seen some really cool pools, really cool grass areas, really cool play areas, and jungle gym play areas for kids. And I've seen there's horse trails in the community. Some people I've seen have horse stables there. So most communities are not like animal friendly. This is definitely geared toward, they kind of gear themselves towards a little bit more of an equestrian area for sure. So there's several people in the community that have horses and utilize the riding trails, all that type of stuff. And then also because of the location, it's located right in West Murrieta, in a really surrounded by a lot of other horse properties, so you can easily leave the community and access all types of riding trails that are around. So if you have horses, it's a great area for that, or if you don't, it's just a great place if you want to have a larger lot, be a little bit more spread out, and you don't want to live in that tract home suburban type of feel. Because of the big lots, it's definitely going to be a little bit more expensive. So the price of these homes and properties are really be the most expensive that we're talking about here, but you get what you pay for, right? So you're gonna have this big property, you're gonna have this space, and really it's such a rare thing here in Murrieta. I think it's really good value. I really do. So maybe it's one that I like, and maybe I'd like to live there one day, but it's always has kind of hit my eye, and I've had a couple clients buy and sell homes in the community there. They have all really liked it, spoken really highly about it, and I think it's a great place. Okay, so the second community on my list is Greer Ranch. So Greer Ranch, I think, is a really cool community. So obviously it's here in Murrieta. It's another guard-gated community here in Murrieta. They have a ton of amenities. So again, community pools and spas and parks. There's several little parks and tot lots, they call them, that are in there. There's a great big clubhouse as well. So you really get a lot for your money. And really, it's a pretty large community. So I don't know exactly, but I've got to assume there's probably about 1,800 homes or so in there. And I know there was a bunch of builders that built different sections of that. So because that, you kind of have a scale of, they're all single family homes, but you're going to have kind of some smaller homes that are a little bit more tighter together, and then the community is kind of stacked up on a hill. So as you get towards the top of the hill, you have the more and more grand homes, so which is kind of cool. But I've had several clients live in there, buy in there, and sell in there. I have other friends that live in there and really enjoy it. So I think it's a great community. It's actually, when my wife and I were looking for a house over the last handful of years, that is one of the communities that we really targeted and say, hey, this is really where we want to try and live. We wrote a couple offers on homes in there that didn't get accepted. It didn't end up working out, but I think it's a great community. I think it's a really good location. It's right there off of the 215 freeway in Clinton Keith. The 15 freeway is not very far either. So I think it's a good value. I think it's definitely more of that tract home feel compared to like the Windfield Estates that we had talked about. So definitely more of that suburban tract home type of feel. But I think for kind of more your average to upper average end price point here in Murrieta, I think it's a really good value. I think it's it's a super safe area, and I think it's definitely a desirable area to live in. All right, so the #1 gated community here in Murrieta is the community of Bear Creek. So Bear Creek, I think, is a super cool community. It's been around for quite a while. I think some of the first homes were starting to be built right around the mid 80s. What makes it so cool is it is built around a private golf course. So, and that's a Jack Nicklaus designed golf course, which, if you know anything about it, he's a famous golfer. There's tons of courses throughout the country, but they're all super, super nice golf courses. So people always want to be able to play there, but it's a private golf course, so you have to be a member in order to play there. So it's not always an easy thing to be able to do. So if you live in the community, your golf membership is going to be separate and extra. So it's just something to know. But what makes the community so cool is obviously it's built around the golf course, and it is a guard gated community. So you have the guards that are there, they control who's coming in and out, and then there's a really wide spectrum of different types of homes and condos that are in the community. So you have anywhere from like attached condos to detached condos to almost like townhome type setups to like small single family homes to great big massive single family homes on half acres, like you're almost like estates, right? So you have a really wide spread of different living situations in there. You'll see anywhere from this condos starting right around that $500,000 area today, maybe mid 500,000s, all the way to those nice half acre estates selling from well north of $2 million, right? So it's a pretty wide selection of different types of homes that are in there. And then you have a lot with the HOA offers as well. So obviously it's guard gated, but there's community pool and spa and park and all types of different stuff that they do. They do all types of different events that are in there, and they're always doing something. You can rent out the clubhouse as well. And I think it's a really nice area. So it has been around for a while for sure. It is definitely a prestigious community here in Murrieta for sure. And really a lot of the neighborhoods around it have been designed around the community because Bear Creek has been here for such a long time. But and that's my list in my opinion. So #1 Bear Creek, #2 Greer Ranch, #3 Windfield Estates, #4 The Colony, and #5 North Oaks. So hopefully it's good information for you guys. If you have any questions or if you think I left something off the list, you can feel free to let me know. You're going to see my information. Like I mentioned, feel free. You can call, you can text, you can email me. Please hit like, please hit subscribe if you want to see more videos. And hopefully I will talk to you soon. Thanks.